There's a vagine and there's the testiculars. What's up, you guys? Shartimus Prime here doing another 2014 Godzilla figure review on the NECA Toys 24-inch nose-to-tail Godzilla figure. If you're trying to get this, you can get it at Big Bad Toy Store. Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below. Now, I gotta give a big thanks to NECA Toys for making this review possible. Check out their Facebook. Link is in the description below. You can check out the latest coming from NECA Toys. And this figure looks amazing, man. Now, checking out the packaging. It stands over 16 inches tall and it's 8 inches deep. It says right here, features authentic roar sounds, which is very cool. I'm stoked to hear how that goes. There's a picture of Godzilla right there, and then here's some Godzilla on the back, and then it says a little bio right there. Pause it if you want to read it, and then it says stands over 12 inches tall. Head to tail spans over 24 inches in length. Then we get some more Godzilla left over on the side. And on the top of the packaging, another picture of Godzilla, and on the bottom of the packaging, just basically shows you how to change the batteries. Anyway, let's get to it and crack this monster open. And here's Godzilla out of the packaging. What a beautiful looking figure. I mean, it's actually ugly. It's a giant Godzilla figure, but damn it, this thing looks so cool. I'm so pumped about this. I really love the paint sculpt on this guy. It is absolutely wonderful. Whoever's doing the sculpting over there, outstanding work. I remember seeing this originally at Toy Fair earlier this year, and it just hit the geek spot so hard. And having this guy in hand, I just really love all the textures in here. We're gonna take a closer look at that. I just want to do a 360 of the figure, and this guy is heavy, man. It's a heavy figure. Now, he's supposed to have a sound function right over here. There's a button that, like one of his spines, you know, makes the sound roar. And unfortunately, while assembling the tail, as you can see right here, the tail does come separately when you open this thing, and you're supposed to attach it to the back over here. And unfortunately, while I was doing so, I put too much pressure on one side of it, and it actually snapped the chip. I actually disassembled it to see exactly what had happened, why the sound function wasn't working, and yeah, I had snapped the chip in half. So when you pick this guy up, you want to make sure you're careful when you're assembling the tail. At the same time, these spines over here are very sharp, and it does require some might when you're assembling it. So I recommend grabbing a washcloth, wrap it around this thing, and then firmly and gently at the same time assemble it, and that way you won't break it. Before I started shooting this review, I talked to NECA about that, and I'm going to ship this back to them. We're going to get a replacement, and later on you guys will see another review where he does have the sound function. Anyway, let's take a closer look at these details. Now, I really like the head sculpt of this figure. Look at those eyes, those horrible yellow eyes. And even the nose has some nice detail. You can even see some paint variation in his teeth. That's great. And looking at the top of the head, you can see that turquoise or tealish kind of green color coming in and out on his scales. I think that's awesome. And you can open up the mouth and, since you know, the sound effects don't work, I'm going to make up my own. You can see the tongue inside there. It looks really cool. If I hold it like that, you can really see the details in it. So they even got a lot of paint variation right there on just the tongue itself, and that is wonderful. I really dig that a lot. It doesn't get in the way of the jaw opening and closing at all whatsoever. Here's a side shot of the face. Oh, that's so beautiful. Look at that. Oh man. But look at all the details in here really stick out very well. I really like this a lot. And checking out the other side of the figure. Yeah, it's a good looking Godzilla. Yeah. But check that out right at the top of the head. You can even see the tiny little spikes right there. Looking dope. I really love how you can see the details in the gills right there. I think that is awesome. Now this green paint, I don't know exactly how film accurate it is. I don't really remember seeing specifically green on Godzilla, but at the same time, I do like it. So whether it's film accurate or not, I think it does make the figure look cool. In general, I'm a big fan of lots of paint applications, and I think it does add depth to the sculpt. So I really do like the paint apps. And then coming over here on the arms, this is great. And then here's looking at the hand, and we do have some glossier black paint right there for his fingernails, which looks awesome. You can see it on that one over there too. Then we have this nice tan color coming right through the middle. I guess the only part that really causes a problem with the green is going from that tan to green right there by his armpits, but really not that big of a deal. And then there's his Godzilla right down there. And the legs look great, look at those thick stumpy legs. Yeah, Godzilla toes! I think the spikes are really well done over here. The only problem I really had though is taking them out of packaging. The spikes were leaning off to one side. So yeah, what I did was I got a hairdryer and just blew towards the direction it was leaning. So if it's leaning this way, you want to blow the hairdryer against it like that. And then it just straightens out. So it took just a second, not a big deal. But here's a good look at the spines. I really like how the plastic kind of has this glossy texture to it also. This tail though, man, this is just great. Oh, jeez. I really love how this looks. And very sharp. Like I said earlier, these things are pointy. So when you're assembling the tail, you do want to be careful that you do not stab yourself. But this is awesome. I really like this tail. Out of all the 2014 Godzilla figures I have, this is my favorite tail on any of them. This is just too cool. I want to take a look at the underside of Godzilla right here so I could point out all the details. They actually sculpted the bottom of his feet very well. I really like that. And he does have peg holes, which is cool too. So if there is a stand that could fit this Godzilla, that would be really nice. And then I really like how we have all this tan color right here at the bottom. I really like the paint apps and sculpt on this figure. It's just really impressive to me. His head can move up a little bit, and it gets some movement right there, so he's looking up, and it can look down. And the head also rotates side to side, so you get that movement as well. There's also a neck joint right over here, and that can rotate side to side. Seeing how that rotates right there. And you can shift it up and down just a little bit too. But it doesn't go back right here at the neck as much as I would like it to. His arms move forward, does shift just a little bit moving outward like that. And he does have elbow articulation that bends in kind of far. So that's pretty good. Bends in all the way that way and straighten it out. And you can rotate the wrists and move them around. They're on a ball peg. It'll move in any direction. He also has this waist joint right over here. And you can turn this side to side. And it moves forward and back a bit. You can actually move it forward more so than back. Legs are mostly moving forward and back like this. And just like the 7-inch Godzilla, you can move the thighs in and out a little bit too, which I really like. And then the knees bend in very, very far, so you can get your Godzilla jumping or swimming if you want to. And there is some ankle pivot on this thing, but you really have to break it in. But it is there, so it just takes a little bit of might, and you can get that ankle pivot in there, and it will move down and up just a little bit as well. You can rotate it side to side. And then we have some amazing tail articulation though. I really like the articulation on the tail. And this point right here, this is actually where the tail attaches, and the sound chip was like right inside over here. So that's how that whole break happened. But there's 13 points of articulation coming all the way across the tail. And this is the last point right here. So the only like real straight part is this little tippy part right there. I mean, you could get it to curve in that much, and I think that is very, very cool. And it can also swing upwards like that too. So I think that's very cool. I really like the tail articulation a lot. Now this figure has been advertised to be 24 inches long from nose to tail. And I'm actually measuring closer to 25 inches over here. I guess 24 and a half maybe. And then measuring the figure vertically, he stands just under 14 inches tall. And comparing it to the Jakks Pacific 24-inch tall Godzilla, you could see that, yeah, it's twice the size. By the way, I want to give a big shout out to the lovely Charlita1's Instagram. Please follow her on Instagram. We took some really cool shots of this giant Godzilla up at Twin Peaks in San Francisco, and it really looked like he was going to take over the city, so you got to check that stuff out. Then we have a side-by-side comparison of the two Godzillas. Now we've also added this 7-inch Godzilla all the way down there. And here's the NECA 24-inch Godzilla compared to the Bandai Atomic Breath Godzilla over here, and the smaller Smash Attack, or Smash Strike, I think. 2014 Godzilla Party, yeah! And here's Godzilla compared to the battle-damaged Knife Head and the battle-damaged Gypsy Danger. And I think this actually works in scale. I think this looks pretty good. I think this is how they all stand if they're all in one movie. I think that's how it would look. I could be wrong about it. They've never been in a movie together, so it's really hard to say. But I think this is the scale where they would all fit in. And I love you, Gypsy Danger, but I don't think you stand a chance against this kaiju over here. And of course, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Now, broken sound chip aside, I still really like this figure. I highly recommend it. I think this is the best Godzilla figure that's out there at the moment. I really like it a lot. The Jakks Pacific Godzilla is really cool because it's so huge, but to be honest with you, I mean, it sits behind my review station. I can't fit it in the dork room. This guy is a lot more manageable. He's huge, he's heavy, and he's detailed like crazy. I really like the detail, and the articulation is pretty amazing too. So if you're gonna get one 2014 Godzilla figure to get, I'm gonna recommend this one, even though the sound function didn't work on mine. So even with a busted sound function, I still think it's a badass Godzilla. With the sound function working, it's gonna even take it to the top even more. So like I said, be careful when you attach the tail. Don't break your Godzilla figure. And I hope you guys liked my video. I want to thank NECA once again for being so chill about letting me review this figure even after I broke it, because I did hit them up saying, hey, I broke your figure, man. Do you still want me to review it? They're like, yeah, it's cool, dude. Don't trip. So I was like, all right, awesome. So yeah, don't forget to visit their Facebook page to check out the latest coming out from NECA. And I hope you guys liked my video. Hit the like button if you did. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and please check out toynewseye.com for a full photo gallery of images that I have taken of this figure right here. I will catch you guys later. Peace. Dum bum bum bum.
3-day display gave it a spark. Welcome to Articulated Comic Book Art.
That's crispy.
You can also make it move up and down. Oh, damn it.